is on your Lightroom, and this is your image uploaded into Lightroom. So for me, this is how I would edit. Because the boy is looking into the direction of that pot, this is where I would then use my rule of thirds. So to do this, if you can see my mouse, I'm clicking on the crop tool on the right hand side, crop overlay. So click that. So this is what is called the rule of thirds. So basically, we want to try and get the subject anywhere on these lines, these third lines, and really the head as close as we can where they cross. So just an example. If I move it over there, you can see that the boy is now really on the third line. Personally, I don't like this pot here because I would like to see the whole pot. So I'm just going to bring that in so I miss out the pot. So he's come off the thirds line. So anywhere near there, you ain't got to be exact. It's just getting it nearer, right? So now if I click the crop overlay tool again, it will now show that image. So to me, that's now balanced. He's looking in a direction and we're trying to follow that direction. So we need more of that. Rather than bang in the middle, we need more of that. So on the right hand side, we've got a color temp. I'm just going to go through. They're going to be very basic. You most probably know if I take my temp to the blue side, it's going to make it blue. If I go back, it's going to make it yellow. So it all depends with your camera setting. Your camera setting can change this automatically. So you just want it to balance up. Tint. Go one way, it's going to go green. Go the other way, it's going to go purple. Yeah, pink, whatever you want to call it. So I see sort of like more of a tinge of green there. So I'm just going to come back just slightly. So you can see I'm +3, +8. Exposure. One way it's going to go dark. The other way it's going to go bright. Yeah. And if you look on the top, called the histogram, when I go all the way over, look, everything moves over to the right hand side because that's the highlighted area. As I come back, it's going to bring it back to the dark areas. So we just want to find that sort of fine balance there. And I think that you really did expose this very well. Contrast. Look at the darker sort of areas. They become more... I don't like a lot of contrast, I must admit. And if you take it back, it fades it a little bit. So again, I don't do much on the contrast. This is where I would work more. Highlights. So his top is quite bright. So this is where we've got a really good tool here that's going to just bring them highlights down. So now the highlights on his top are not so bad. So if you've got high sun on their faces, you can bring those down and then I can make them brighter as well. Look, see? So if I bring them down, then it's not out of balance. And shadows, again, if I've got shadow over the face and everything like that around his eyes, I can lift those shadows, but the problem with Lightroom is unless you're going to go onto a specific area, it just lightens everything or darkens everything. So to me, I don't like Lightroom too much for specific editing. I do that in Photoshop. But this is a good idea to just get your balance right. Whites. Again, we're going to make them bright, we're going to make them dark, so you've got an opportunity to bring down those highlights and the whites. And if you want them blacks up a little bit, just to give it a little bit of, if it's too dark, you can highlight those shadows up. Textures, if you look at the leaves, you can see, if I come this way, they're blurry type thing. This way, show more texture there. Clarity, almost the same, but you can see what it does to the picture. Yeah, so you've got to be a little bit careful. Just at first I did it, I overdone it. I'm not going to lie, but I did. And then you just back right down. Last one, I use this a lot in my landscape dehaze, mainly for clouds. As you can see in the clouds in your picture, it just defines them more, I would say, but you don't really need it here. Vibrance, again, I've done this when I first started. Look at the red, look at his shoes, how red they are. and then you can take that down and come right down. So sometimes, yeah, nice to give it a little bit of a pop. Saturation, black and white, and really overexposed. But this is where I like going down as well, this lens correction. So in here you have a profile lens correction. So as you can see, there's loads and loads of things. So if I had a Canon lens and I had all your lenses are listed here, so you can pick your lens, and then the profile of that lens comes through. So it's really good to adjust Lightroom to your lens. So any flaws within the lens, any curvatures, etc., etc., it does take that away. So you can just see, if I enable it, can you just see, look at the feet, and you'll see that just change slightly to that profile of that lens. And if I change the lens, that would just change again. Yeah, so get that profile to your lens on the first image that you're going to edit, and then that'll stay with all the edits that you do. Okay, so in all, that's what I would do in Lightroom. Now, a really good tip here, bottom left, you've got copy. Now, all those changes I've done here, all the changes, I can copy them. Yeah, so it's going to give me this window here, and it's going to ask me, what do you want to copy? I do everything apart from crop, because that is totally different. So I copy that. Now, if I had a load of images along the bottom here, in my next one, I would paste that, and that would give me the settings for this picture. It may not work 100%, but there's only fine adjustments, because normally you take a picture after a picture after a picture. So that is brilliant, because before I used to start all over again. So play with it. If you don't like what you're done, bottom right is reset. So if I click that, I now go back completely to where I was, your imported picture. Yeah, so I look at this, most of us shot where they're in the middle. That's normal for a beginner, trust me. So my first thing is to go up and my crop. This is the rule of thirds. It's a great tool, and if you had your bars here and that was fully there and I could see it all, then I would associate that the boy is looking at that and had something with that. But because I'm only seeing a partial of it, I think it's best to remove it. Now, when you're cropping, you can come right in. Look, you can do whatever you want. But if you go here, you can see where the head is nowhere near the crossover on your thirds. So it just balances it. It's a really good tool to use. It just balances that photograph. Now, we're looking at that guy, looking into the direction that guy is looking. That's what that picture wants to tell me. If he's looking at something, you can include that, but it's getting me thinking now, what is he looking at? Hope that helps.